Well, here in Champaign, the Fighting Illini are playing their first game in a week. They last played in the Bragging Rights game in St. Louis and got a big win over Mizzou. I'm Mike Hall alongside Trent Meacham, and thus far a good start for Illinois. 19-7 the lead. They've been getting a ton of points in the paint. 14 of their 19 have come from inside.
They've done a great job attacking the basket. They established Tomislav Ivicic early on. He's got 8 points already.
That's the second three-pointer of the day for Illinois. It comes up ahead to the coach's son. Spinelli out to Troy McCoy Jr. And Chicago State keeping it alive, which has been a struggle for them this season. That three-pointer falls. It's Jalen Forrest, and he is a big scoring option for them. His second three-pointer of this first half.
Chicago State back in. I'm not sure if it's a 1-3-1 zone or they're switching to man. They're trying to change up their defense somehow, Mike, and give Illinois a different look. I believe they went back to man.
Boswell, my goodness, he is doing everything.
He was near 40% three-point shooter at Arizona in 2 years. I mean, watch out, Big Ten. One of the better two-way players in the Big Ten Conference and the country, I'd say.
He is starting to become a fan favorite here as well. And he dishes in the corner, right on cue to Will Riley.
We just seen 3 guys.
His advice to them is to just keep shooting. And Ben Humrickhouse was telling me about it. He said, yeah, it's actually kind of awesome I've been struggling because that means a ton of makes are coming my way.
Yeah, that floor just opens up. You establish yourself inside. The freshman, we haven't seen too much of him in the post. He's typically Yakachonis has been their go-to guy in the clutch, but Kylan Boswell was their leader.
He drives the paint, dishes out to Riley, swinging around to Ivicic, who can hit a three, as he does there. Yakachonis will inbound, not a shooting foul. Ivicic already with 11 points. Out to the star freshman Yakachonis, who hit the game winner last week against Mizzou. He's up, doesn't go, and Humrickhouse with the board.
Ben Humrickhouse is a guy they like to get going offensively. It'd be great if he could get to the offensive glass, maybe get an easy one, see that ball go down before he steps out and knocks down some threes.
Fighting this year in the Big Ten. 7 different teams ranked in the top 25.
Morning, that offense is about getting fouled and getting to the offensive rebounds. And it helps too when you shoot a lot of threes. Long rebounds, all those guys are attacking the glass. They might have one player get back, but for the most part, they're sitting guys to the glass.
That is a drought ender for Chicago State's Gabe Spinelli. They had missed their last 8 straight games away from home.
And this is not a team that you want to see when you're in a slump. The Illini.
Exactly. Morris Johnson, his second bucket of the day.
And this lineup, Mike, with Morris Johnson, Tomislav Ivicic.
Back into the game, number 7, Will Riley. Started off the year marvelously with 31 points in his first game. A little bit of a scoring struggle since then. Yakachonis wanting a foul as he lays it in. He's got 7 points already.
That's the footwork and the feel for the game that just not many guys have. And as a freshman, at his size at 6'6", 210 pounds or so, such a tough cover.
Open look for Spinelli, and he hits that. Nice start to Spinelli. That's it. Why is it a freshman like Kasparas Yakachonis
with their top team 3 or 4 times a week? He was going up against guys like Ricky Rubio, Thomas Santorell.
The amount of buildings you're not allowed to go in the Big Ten is dwindling by the minute. Here's Riley spinning in the paint. Oh, swatted away. Beautiful defense by Crawford.
He's touched the ball 2 times, Mike. Got off. He struggled. Now getting to the free throw line is really important for him.
See, Will Riley of the first 6 games is averaging 17 points a game and drilling threes at a 50.
Have some more big moments this season.
Well, it's funny how much NBA scouts are still watching. Brad Underwood was telling us one of the things that they love about him is his ability to get to his spot. That they're not as concerned as there's a nice layup.
Yeah, he got to his spot. It's a nice move.
From Spinelli, he's in double digits with 11. But that they love about Riley getting to his spot when it's supposed to be. They're less concerned about the points not coming and the shots not falling.
Look at 6'9", and how he wheels and deals and that spin drop step. It's very impressive. Trey White, that's impressive. He's knocking down threes. The average
10 a contest.
Oh, they'll get them up. They'll get a lot of threes up.
With Boswell. Morez Johnson keeping it alive and getting a whistle. We really needed it, and so it's been beautiful. Purdue basketball reached out. When we went public, she wasn't sure what it was and almost did nothing, but some of her friends were openly talking. I think I can white out the Linda and say to Mike on it and just keep it for myself.
I told you, Mike, I don't know, we would have done that for you, but for Linda,
she's a lot more popular than I am.
No question, and it was my wife's idea, so
well, thank you very much. Johnson with a powerful slam, and he'll head to the line.
The high-low action.
Riverdale, Illinois. Top 30 recruit, the reigning Illinois.
Sophomores, they're recruiting now for him to stick to that. And then I just loved his appraise job there.
Having a nice first half with 7 points. His young career high is 10. Here comes Illinois already at the half-century mark.
High-low again.
Johnson, he's got 9. First half. So you joked about me bringing up the 112 points as their season high in a game, but
you brought it up 3 minutes into the game.
I was pretty confident. Ivasic with a friendly roll, and he's already.
It's allowing this adjustment to college basketball be much easier than for most.
Look at the ball movement, setting up Ivasic for another three-pointer, his second of the day, his 19th of the season.
And then finally stepping out, hitting a three. You saw the touch there, it hit every part of the rim. A big-time player. Now Illinois, they've gone big, now they're small. Jake Davis having some action. You got Ben Hummerkaus as your 5. Will Riley at the 4, or Davis at the 4. Smaller group here.
It's a turnaround for Troy McCoy. That didn't look too dissimilar from the game winner that Yakachonis had a week ago for Illinois. It's 20 points finally for Chicago State. This is going to be 22. Nice outlet. McCoy with another one. 30 seconds left in an absolutely dominant first half for the Fighting Illini. Again, a season high in first half points for them. Final home non-conference game of the year for them. They do still have another non-conference game late in the year. In February, they play Duke in New York City.
Madison Square Garden. Yeah. Imagine that. You're in the brutal onslaught of the Big Ten schedule, and your break is a matchup with Duke. Nice pass.
Jake Davis in the corner, and Illinois got 60. Right at the buzzer.
Great finish to the half.
Trey White, who scored double-digit points in 3 consecutive games. White has 6 in the first half. With 5 on the shot clock, Humrickhouse drills a three-pointer. Those are his first points of the game.
That's big. And you love to see one go down for him.
Turnover again for the Illini. Humrickhouse misses that one, but there's Boswell with an easy lay-in. And Humrickhouse, one of the things that Brad Underwood talks about, you know, he's heard the frustration from fans because Humrickhouse started off this year great. His first 4 games, double-digit scoring all 4. He hasn't had one of those since then, but Underwood's the first one to tell you, you don't understand. He's in the right spot at the right time. A lot of our guys get rebounds because Humrickhouse boxed out his guys so well. So even though the stats aren't necessarily there for Humrickhouse, there's a reason he keeps getting so much. Yeah. He's a junior from the Chicago area. Played at Evansville and Monmouth before transferring here.
Got to play for Dad, right? If Dad's coaching?
I would think so.
If that's my son, he better play for me.
Illinois has got 65 points on the game, and I'm thinking...
LSU, I thought, was that Shaquille O'Neal came here, was the Assembly Hall, and took a legendary team here in Illinois.
That Bardo character with...
Illinois will switch a lot on the perimeter. Typically, Ivasic stays home, protects the paint.
Shot clock at 1 when the shot goes up and in for Noble Crawford.
Nice move. You show the ball, show it high, especially get an edge on the defender. Very nice move.
Ivasic is hitting threes. That's his 3rd of the day, 20th on the season. For Ivasic, ties a career high. This time he's dishing to Trey White, who forces up a shot and will head to the free throw line, which again is one of the things Illinois does so well on the season. They've hit 11 of 15 from the stripe now.
Basketball, she's brought a lot of energy, enthusiasm into this building. That hasn't had that much success on the court, and it's been
with 28 seconds left. Talking to Brad Underwood about that, not only the importance of taking momentum from that game and moving forward, but also just about their schedule in general. I mean, there's a lot of coaches who would try to get out of that rivalry game because the Big Ten is so good, and yet he knows how important it is to the fans, how fun it is to the players to be in it, and when you win, boy, does that make the holidays different.
Yeah, don't get rid of that game. I mean, you know, Christmas dinner, the presents are better, you name it, man. You win that game, and you know what? I never experienced a loss.
All right. Third for 20-point games in a season is 8. Corey Bradford in 98-99. He's had 6 in a row the last 6 games.
Corey can shoot it. Now, Kasparas can do it all. So he's on his way to beat that, I think.
A 75% free throw shooter. And you
of his development for a couple summers when I was coming special. When you have a hometown kid, doesn't happen much. Come back, do it here for the orange and blue. I got to experience it. He's just at another level than me.
We saw Johnson climb another level on that swat, but here's Boswell with the left hand. He's got 13 points to go along with 8 boards.
Oh, but Kylan, with what he's doing on both sides of the ball, getting to the free throw line, attacking the basket, this could be not just one of the better backcourts in the Big Ten, but in all the country.
Alley-oop attempt goes awry, and there's...
See Kylan Boswell there. It showed in that Tennessee game to play a team like that, #1 team in the country, not shoot the ball well, and have opportunities, multiple opportunities to win.
Right.
That bodes really well for them. If you can win, you can compete at a high level without shooting the ball well, that's big.
That layup doesn't go for Riley, but he will head to the opponent, Chicago State. Remember, they've played Chicago State
I think are in jeopardy to some degree here today.
Possible.
As a young player.
Booth with the rebound right there. This is a guy who's a sophomore, transferred from Notre Dame, but he started 19 games last year for the Fighting Irish. Oh, look at Yakachonis through the lane.
Smooth, and I call him Luka-like in terms of Luka Doncic. Not maybe at that level at 18 years old, but man, at his size and his understanding of the game, his ability to shoot it, pass it, get to the paint.
Crawford with a rainbow 3.
Nice shot. He's got it going a little bit. 12 points for Crawford.
This is Dre Gibbs Lawhorn bringing it up, and this is the point of the game, right? Of course, an Illini fan's going to keep watching to see stuff like the records, but also you know what you're getting with Yakachonis. You know what you're getting with Ivisic. This is a chance to see another great shot from Yakachonis. But
feel and again, a young man that's played at a high level, has played against pros for some years, so he was ready for college basketball. I don't know if college basketball is ready for him though, Mike.
They say he's an incredibly hard worker, very businesslike in his mentality. Comes to the gym early, stays late, does extra workouts. Rose State has now hit 7 threes on the day. Gibbs Lawhorn with the rebound. Lawhorn with a mid-range.
And I'd like to see him do more of that. He is.
McCoy can't get it. Ball tipped around. Johnson has it. Here come the orange and blue. Riley down the lane. That's the violent type of drives that Brad Underwood wants to see.
He's more of a smooth driver, but Coach Underwood's talking about him being a physical driver.
Will make him all alone for 4th most in the history of this great
approaching ball. And you figure it out, and he's also, I'd say, he's not just recruited the state of Illinois or the Midwest, and he's recruited nationally and internationally now. And we're seeing maybe more of a European flavor than I can remember for, especially for Illinois.
He's got a team high 13 and 4 fouls for him against teams that were ranked or their main rivals. 3 ranked opponents, overtime. That's a brutal stretch for a power conference team in the month of December.
And you could tell Coach Underwood loves it.
He does.
He loves it. He said, we want to face adversity. We want to get knocked down. We want to see what these guys are made of, because you know it's coming in the Big Ten schedule as well.
Second 3 of the day for Will Riley. He's got a dozen points. Yeah, he loves the fact that they're going to be completely prepared for Big Ten ball. It starts in just a matter of days for them.
And they've seen a lot of different looks as well, especially we talked about their ball screen.
Had a couple of conference games already. They're 1-1. 4 of their next 6 games are on the road. You saw those 5 there. Then the next one after that is on the road in East Lansing.
And they're going to get a taste for this West Coast trip.
Right.
And starting off at Oregon, who's going to compete for the Big Ten title, in my opinion. A very good group. You see Dre Gibbs' athleticism. He is an elite athlete. Can finish above the rim, 6'2". It's going to be fun, this Big Ten season. There's going to be no easy nights.
Oh.
That West Coast trip will be different than what these guys have had.
Right.
You stay out there for a little while.
Oh, look at Gibbs Lawhorn. Right on the money, and that's a turnover again. That's 12 by the Cougars. But yeah, so what the team said, they're gonna leave New Year's Eve, and they're gonna head out. They will be there for the Oregon game, then for the Washington. Quick feed to Ivasic for an easy 2 on the other side.
We saw Dre Gibbs there with his...
And 4 assists to get there.
If he doesn't get there tonight, I think he'll get there this season. He just does too many things too well to not.
Spinelli having a great game. 18 points for him. That's his 4th three-pointer.
He elevates on that shot, too.
Yeah,
Man,
he got up.
Gets up.
Boswell double-teamed. Morez Johnson helps him out.
I love Morez Johnson's feel for, he could sense the pressure, making himself available. Great ball movement there. Another guy you love seeing Jake Davis knock down shots, but Morez Johnson as a center to make himself available when Kylan Boswell was double teamed, that's a high IQ play.
Jake Davis hit 2 three-pointers all season, and he's hit 2 in this game alone.
And there's that pressure again.
Steal by the Cougars. That was Dallas Cox getting the ball. 100 points for Illinois. Their season high is 112. Spinelli inside. He's got 20. Big Ten play begins with Oregon on the road, a top 10 opponent for the Orange and Blue. Just a few days from now, I should play Big Ten play resumes. They already played a couple games. That's Gibbs.
Point guard at the top of the key to crash the glass. They want to put pressure and dominate that paint, both penetrating but also especially on the offensive glass.
They average 45 rebounds a game. That's 2nd best in the country. Ten to shoot. Crawford fires. That's the 9th three-pointer for Chicago State. Illinois has been just way too much. They've scored 45 in this second half alone. Riley gets the whistle.
To box him out, coming in full speed, and also shooting all these threes like they do. But you got to finish the job, and Illinois is great at making you pay if you don't.
And you... Riley shot offline. And Gibbs Lawhorn with the steal. Outlet ahead to Boswell. He's got 18 points. Closing in on his...
Nice no-look pass.
Oh, Gibbs Lawhorn with the slam of the year for Illinois.
It started with a beautiful no-look dime from Kylan Boswell, and we said Dre Gibbs Lawhorn plays above the rim, only 6'1". Lawhorn, we saw him the dunk, his ability. Obviously, Kylan Boswell's pitch out there together. That's a tough unit to go against for opposing defenses. So they just have a lot of different weapons they can throw at you. I think another looking at these records, but also Kylan Boswell still on the floor, maybe trying to get that triple-double. That'll help him.
Gibbs Lawhorn with 6.
Also not being out of control, keeping his cool.
All right, checking into the game is number 24, Keaton Kuchar. He's a redshirt junior. Also number 5, A.J. Redd for the Illini. These are the guys at the bottom of the roster who do not get a ton of playing time this year. They're going to get the last few minutes here.
A.J. Redd was a manager. Now he's on the team.
That's right.
That's a nice come up.
Driving the lane, and Redd will head to the free throw line.
Marcus Damas got one in the NCAA tournament last year.
Right. So A.J. Redd came in with 2 2 points total on the season. He just hit a free throw for his third. That'll be a foul on Jake Davis. It is hard to get a triple-double in college. Only 40 minutes of action.
There it is.
Couture does it!
Seen that in this Illinois program.
Again, Boswell, a fan favorite, a team favorite, a charming guy to just have a conversation with. Ask another guy who transferred into Brad Underwood's program and blossomed in the same way that Kylan Boswell has been doing this year. So Illinois is not going to get that all-time record for scoring, nor for the margin of victory. But they are going to remember this game for a while, thanks to Kylan Boswell's triple-double. Illinois has made 15 three-pointers, which is one shy of their season high. It is a season high for scoring. Previously it was 112. Some extra playing time for the Fighting Illini players that don't get a lot of it. They can take a couple days, rest up over the New Year's, take a New Year's Eve flight out to the West Coast to restart up conference action January 2nd against Oregon. Brad Underwood now alone in 4th place all time for most coaching wins in the history of this great program. 152 victories. He's only halfway through his 8th year here in Champaign.